I know you guys have missed me. It's been a few weeks. However, I'm back with another video. Now, done with the stupid intro, which was really dumb, so I don't blame you guys for disliking this video, because why not? You know, you guys haven't even watched the video, why not just dislike it? But anyway, you guys are probably wondering, why is it dark in here? Why did I take you guys in this like secluded parking lot? And what are we gonna do today, or what are we gonna talk about today? I wanted to show you the night features of this car, or not the night features, but I wanted to show you the actual lights on this car because I think they're phenomenal. For being a Mustang, people would think, oh, it's a performance car, you wouldn't have any like good, you know, aspects when it comes to lighting and stuff like that. But I believe with this car, Ford have done an amazing job. And also I wanted to go over the digital dash. I know there's a lot of videos going over the digital dash. I want to do my own. Why not? You know, like I'm trying to achieve something in YouTube. I'm trying to become better in YouTube. I'm trying to grow. So why not? This seems like a good subject. Without further ado, I want to show you guys the exterior of the car. It's not much to sell. Obviously it has the front lights, the rear lights, and also I've done something with the puddle lights, which you guys might enjoy. So let's get going. So you guys can see how the rear lights look. It's like a regular S550 Mustang with the LEDs on the license plate. And let me show you what the blinkers look like. I really enjoy the feature. And here you guys go. This is what the blinkers looks like. I really love the sweeping motion. It looks really good on the car. And this is what how it looks in regular light. The next thing would be the front lights. And again, it's any S550 Mustang. This is what the front lights look like. I know it's a little bit bright for you guys, but here's what it looks like. So I really love these like little shark fins. Like, there you go. I really love these shark fins. I believe without this light being turned on, these look phenomenal, especially at night. And here's the last thing that you guys probably saw from me showing you the rear and the front of the lights. But it's this puddle light. And I made a little addition to the puddle light, made it green, so made it match the color of the car a little bit. I know the car looks black right now, you guys can see it very well. But I think that gives it like its own like unique vibe to the car. I really love the green color, especially how well it comes out at night. But overall, it really matches the whole car and it makes it very unique. It makes it to my style. So with the exterior lights being covered, I really want to show you guys the interior of the car and how it looks, because you guys can tell some of the lighting right now from the camera, but I believe it looks really good. It's one of my favorite places to spend in the car. And I really like the digital dash, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are waiting for that. Without keeping you guys waiting any longer, let's get started with the digital dash. I wanted to show you guys one of my favorite features when it comes to this car and just starting up this car, and this will be it. Right here. You can see the little Bullitt image that appears every time it's there to greet you when you start up your car. It's one of my favorite features at the startup, and the next one will be the exhaust, obviously. Actually, they're pretty closely tied. Anyway, let's go over the digital cluster or the digital dash and the way I have it set up. Currently, it's in track mode. I really like the outlook of the RPM and how it kind of ranges throughout the whole screen. But let's go into options here real quick. Let's start from the beginning to the end. So there's a few options. If you look at the actual steering wheel, two primary options. One will be this pony icon, and the next one will be this like settings. Let's start with my mode. My mode is usually it shows you what your current car is. It shows you the status. So right now you guys can see the car is obviously off, so everything is pretty much normal. But if we go back to my mode, you can add your own mode. I believe the car needs to be running for that. I'm not 100% sure. Then we go to the exhaust mode, and obviously we have the quiet, the normal, the sport, the track, and the quiet start, which is actually really good. I don't have it on because I live in a little apartment complex, and the garage is kind of like far away from everyone, so I don't have that on. But if you guys live in a neighborhood and you want to be nice to your neighbors, definitely set this up. Next on the list is the track apps. The track apps have a few things. They have acceleration timer, which can obviously give you your time 0 to 30, 0 to 60, 0 to 100, an eighth of a mile, a quarter of a mile, and etc. And then you can look at your results here. Then you have the brake performance, which kind of again tests the same thing. Then you have your line lock. Let me start the car. I'm not sure if the car needs to be running for that. But let's test it. So yeah, you guys can say it switches to a drag mode, and then you can utilize the line lock. You gotta hold the OK key, and it actually utilizes. I've never used it obviously, so I'm not sure why the track app is not taking it. Pretty sure I have to be in some type of a setting. I'm not exactly sure. The following item on the list is the lap timer. Obviously it has different track times that you can save. Then we have the start option. Please, 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 if anyone knows how to use this, I haven't read the manual. I would like to, you know, I'm too lazy to read the whole manual, but I'm not sure exactly what this does. It's a start option. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I would just have it set up on automatic, but I hope it's something to do with the race countdown, which if you guys, again, please, if you guys know what this exactly does, please post it in the comments. I would like to learn more. Then we have the performance shift indicator. I have not set this up because I haven't been racing yet. I would like to set it up at some point, but you can set up your shift points. Obviously you can set it up at any RPM, which is your I guess ideal shift point when you're racing or when you're on a track, which can help you. Then you can have a shift tone and a shift light as well. You can be any of these options. Then we have launch control. Launch control is pretty self-explanatory. You can activate it or deactivate it, and you can set it at what RPM to launch it. It can go anywhere between 3,000 RPM to, I believe, 5,500 RPM, which I don't know, the stock car might take quite the beating if you know, start it at 5,500 RPM. And then we have Rev Match. Rev Match, I believe, comes on all the cars that are 2019 and up. It was exclusive, I believe, to certain cars. I believe like the performance pack for the 2018, but I believe the 2019 cars have all of that when you get the manual. And then you have your gauges. You can definitely show, you can configure your gauges and select what you like to run. I like to look at the monitor, at least the air and fuel ratio. You can look at the axle oil temperature, the cylinder head, the engine oil. With the engine oil, I already have the gauges in the middle of the dash, so I don't need to monitor that. With the engine oil pressure, that is, the inlet air temperature, the vacuum, and the voltage. I like to keep an eye out on the voltage, why not? It's an extra gauge. But this is what I have set up, and when you click show gauges, these are the 3 gauges right down here. If you go to my color, this is what you guys would see: primary, secondary, ambient light, and create your own color. This is probably where you guys might spend a lot of time selecting your own colors. Right now I have my own color here set up, and then here's create my color. This is where I have set up my colors, and I've chosen this as my color to be the first one. Then you have a few other choices, and then you have a secondary color, which is the ice blue. You can obviously change that to green. You can change it to purple, which will match my primary color. You can change it to gray, or you can change it to ice blue, which is my favorite. And obviously you have a lot more choices down here where you can be red or orange, or select your own color again. And then you have the ambient light, and let me show you on the actual how it looks inside the car when you guys are changing the color. So obviously you can select to have the light on. I'll show you guys with the cup holders. Okay. So you can have the light off or the light on, and then you can dim the light, and you can have this is low setting and this is high setting. And then obviously you can change the color. So you can go, this, I currently have ice blue. You can go with white. You can go with green. You can go with purple. You can go with blue. You can go with orange, which orange actually, it's kind of cool. It's very different. You guys can see it's on the door handle there too, and in the cup. But it's very interesting. And then you can go with red. Red is kind of cool as well. However, you can do your own colors too. I like to keep it, actually I'm going to do white, or actually I'll go back to ice blue. And I know this is getting a little bit of a long video, but I want to show you guys all the features. And here's the cluster appearance, and this is probably what most of you guys will be interested as well. You can have it changed for the driver mode, which, you know, I like to refresh it every so often, and I change my driver modes quite often, so I don't like to change my cluster all the time. But here's what normal would look like. So this is normal. You obviously have the RPM gauge and actual speed, or the speedometer, with the 3 gauges in the middle. Then if we go back to the cluster appearance and go back to sport, I'm using sport. I mentioned it was track, but this is sport, which shows a bigger RPM sweeping across with the actual speedometer. And lastly, but not least, obviously, is track. And this is track. Track is very different. It has a digital speedometer readout, it has your gears, and the RPM just goes right across the center of the screen with a big old line or bar line. And that is so you can see when you're racing, you don't have a lot of time, you're paying more attention to the road, or the course ahead of you, so you want to see the RPM real quick when you glance down at your speedometer or your cluster. So I'll go back to sport. I really like the look of the sport. It kind of has a mixture of both worlds, the classy look and the new track look. The pony key, this one right here, this pony key right there, is done. So now we can cover the settings a little bit. This is very self-explanatory. The settings are pretty straightforward. If you click on the little wheels right here, let me see if it zooms in. If you click on these little wheels, it brings up, it prompts up this screen. And it basically gives you like basic information like trip fuel info, the driver assist. You can turn a few things on. I have most of them. I actually might turn the hill assist off. There's a rear park aid, which I'm not sure exactly what that does. Oh, maybe probably when you're backing up. There's cross traffic alerts, which actually I have not experienced that one yet. That's a very interesting feature. Blind spot and auto engine off, which turns your engine off when you leave it running or you forget the engine. So these are pretty nice driver assist options. Then you can change your speedometer to kilometers an hour or miles an hour. I like to keep it in miles an hour. And then you have some advanced settings, which kind of goes into your vehicle alarm, lightning. You can see daytime, auto lamp, daylights, etc., etc. Apparently you have a tire mobility kit, which is very interesting. It's a reminder for your tire mobility kit, your windows, remote open. So just a bunch of good stuff. You can set up your keys and your display setup. You can set up what to display on the tach, which is very interesting. You can be gear, RPM, which is actually, this is what I was looking for. This is pretty cool. Then measurement units, you can decide what units to measure it in. The temperature, obviously Fahrenheit here, the tire pressure, and the language. And that's pretty much it. So this covers all the cluster, the gauges. Let me show you. Yeah, there we go. So this was what I was looking for, this right here, for the longest time. I like the view of the old RPM readout and not the gear readout, because I really know, I mean, it's not a manual. I know what gear I'm in. I like to see the RPM a little bit better, which this is awesome. I like to see the numbers fluctuating up and down. Lastly, I want to show you guys the main center stack. The main thing I want to show you is these gauges right here, the oil pressure and the vacuum gauge, which is pretty cool because it takes, I don't know how well you guys can tell, but it takes the purple color of my main color on the dash, so it looks like just like that, and I think it looks really cool. Wow, without it being covered, it took a long time, but without it being covered, I discovered a new thing that I didn't know about the car, that I can switch between the RPM and the gear readout, which I'm very happy about that. If you guys really stayed this long and watched the whole video, I really appreciate it. Please smash the like button. That means a lot. It helps my videos rank better. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate your support. We're growing. We hit 1,500 recently, which is awesome. I'm very excited about that, and I can't wait to see this channel grow even more. I'm really happy to make videos for you guys, even though sometimes they might be a little bit boring, a little bit longer, but also they're fun. I'm really excited, and this car is pretty cool. I really enjoy this car. I enjoy it better than my GT, even though it was a little bit faster because of the automatic. This is just so much fun. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you liking this video, and I'll see you guys later.